Hi guys, and welcome to the video for area and circumference of circles. So this video, here we're just going to go over the formulas and some examples for circumference and area of a circle. You're learning to be able to calculate the area circumference of a circle. These are necessary for arc length and sectors of circles, sector area. And then we're going to be able to go forwards or backwards. So if you're given the area circumference, you're going to be able to tell me the radius or the diameter and flip-flop between the two. So the diameter is the chord in a circle that goes through the center of the circle. So it must go from end to end. And it's equal to double the measure of the radius. So we will always be aware that diameter is equal to 2 times r, which means if we want to calculate the radius, we're going to divide the diameter by 2. The circumference of the circle is the distance around the circle and is equal to the diameter multiplied by pi. So the equation that you need to write down, the equation for this is circumference is equal to the diameter times pi. And remember that the measure of a distance around a shape is equal to the perimeter. So circumference can be thought of as the perimeter of a circle. The measure of the circumference is diameter times pi, or if you know the radius, you double it, so 2 times r, and then multiply it by pi. The area of a circle is the physical space that it occupies. To calculate it, we take the radius, we square it, so we take it, we multiply it by itself, and then we multiply that by pi. And just remember that 2r, so double the radius, is not equal to the radius squared. There are two cases where there's one case, where this is true. When you have the radius equal to 2, 2 times 2 is 4, or 2 squared is also 4. That is the only exception. But for the most part, the radius squared is not equal to 2 times the radius. You need to type in 2, up arrow, you need to type in the radius, up arrow 2 into your calculator in order to actually calculate r squared. And then you're going to multiply that by pi. And speaking of that, for a circle, since we involve pi, we have two different types of answers. We have exact versus approximate answers. So an exact answer here would be 5 pi. So I'll give you an example. Let's say that I knew that the diameter of a circle was 5. And I wanted to know the circumference. So what I would do is I would use the formula that the circumference is equal to the diameter times pi. And the exact answer is 5 pi. Okay? 5 times pi is the full exact answer. I stop right there. If I am told to give my answer as an exact answer, I stop with this. I stop here. If I'm told to give an approximate answer, that's when I'm going to go onto my calculator and type 5 times pi, and I'm going to use the pi button. The pi button can be accessed by pushing the second key and then the exponent up arrow. And the approximate answer, we're going to round it to 2 decimal places, and these are equivalent to each other. So 5 pi is approximately 15.71. Okay? I'm not going to write, do not write 15.71 pi. That's not correct. 5 pi is the correct exact answer, but the correct approximate answer is 15.71. Another example would be 12 pi. That is an exact answer. And then its equivalent approximate answer would be 37.70. And then the last one would be 8 pi divided by 3. And that's approximately 8.38. Again, remembering that the exact answer has a pi in it, and then approximate is after I've typed it into my calculator, what does it look like to 2 decimal places. So let's do some examples. If a circle has a diameter of 3 meters, what is the circumference of the circle? Round your answer to the nearest meter. Okay, so right away, round your answer tells me immediately that this is going to be an approximation. Approximation. Anytime that I am told to round my answer, I now know that that is an approximation. So I'm going to use the formula. I do know, hang on, I'm going to write down what I know. I know that the diameter here is 3 meters. So then I'm going to just go ahead and do the circumference is equal to the diameter times pi. So the circumference is equal to 3 times pi. And this right here, this step, this is my exact answer. That is my exact answer. And I would write it as 3 pi meters. But then I'm going to go ahead and make my approximation. So I'm going to take 3 pi and I'm going to type that into my calculator. So 3 times pi. And I get approximately 9.42. And then the next digit is a 4. So the 4, that would be the next digit, means that I keep the 2 here. And so it would be approximately 9.42 meters. So next, a circular shape has a diameter of 12 meters. What is the area of the circular figure? So I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to grab my shape tool and draw a circular figure. And then it says it has a diameter of 12 centimeters. Okay, so it says what is the area of the circular figure? And then it doesn't actually specify to me to use an approximation, a round, or anything. So I can give my answer in either way. So I'm going to do both just for this demonstration. So I do know that the area of a circle is equal to the radius squared times pi. But all I know is that the diameter equals 12 centimeters. Well, if the diameter is 12 centimeters, that means that the radius is going to be 6 centimeters, since half of the 12 would give me 6 centimeters from here to here, as opposed to the 12 centimeters going across this diameter. So what we will do is use r in our equation. So a equals 6 squared times pi. And then what I am going to do is calculate 6 squared is 36. So I have 36 pi is my answer. 36 pi centimeters. So this right here, again, this is the exact answer. Now if I want an approximate answer, what I'm going to do is go to my calculator and I'm going to type in 36 times pi, and I get 113.097. So I'm going to type in 100, or I'm going to write 113 point, and then so I've got to do my rounding for 2 decimal places. The 7 bumps up the 9, which bumps up the 0 to a 1. So I would say 113.10.10 centimeters. Okay, so now here's a working backwards type problem. A circle has a circumference of 12 pi. What is the area of the circle? So if I go ahead and draw a circle here. Shape, circle. Okay, I'm being told that the distance around it is 12. So the circumference on the outside is 12 pi. But I want to know the distance covered on the inside. The area equals what? So in order to calculate the area, I remember that I'm using the equation r squared times pi. But the circumference is all that I'm given. I'm going to remember that the formula for circumference is equal to the diameter times pi. So if that's the case, I could say that 12 pi equals the diameter. Oh, I did not put my pi here. 12 pi equals, I need to use the eraser. 12 pi equals the diameter times pi. So now I can divide both sides by pi. Since pi is just a number, 3.14, the pi's will cancel out on both the top and the bottom. So they'll cancel here and they'll cancel here. So that leaves me with the stated fact that 12 equals the diameter. So if 12 equals the diameter, then I can imply, that implies that the radius is again 6. Because the radius is half of the diameter. So then I can plug into my formula of area. The area is equal to 6 squared times pi. So area is equal to 36 pi. And then I don't have a unit, so I'm going to write units here. And again, this is my exact answer. 36 pi, oh, I turned caps lock on, is the exact answer. The approximate answer would come out to be the same answer as previous, which was 113.10 units. So that's it, guys, for the area circumference of a circle. Remember that the area and the radius are directly related to each other through the equation. A equals the radius squared times pi, and that the circumference and diameter are directly related to each other through the equation circumference equals diameter times pi. And then remember the difference between an exact and approximate answers. An exact answer would be like 11 pi. And then the equivalent approximate answer would be what happens when you multiply it out. And you would get 34.56. So you have your exact here versus your approximate over here. And that's it for today's lesson, guys. There's going to be another lesson for doing real-world examples of area and circumference. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.